Live and live are spelled the same way. They are.
It's all about how you
you're wondering,
emphasize
are
it.
you actually starting this broadcast this way? Well, yes, we are, because we're getting ready to go on the air on the radio.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hey,
The radio.
at least you're on the radio.
At least you're on the radio. Oh, yes. Yes, we are.
I'm in the back room.
Yes.
Tell me when it's over.
Yeah, but what's he doing in the back room? That's
Having a nervous breakdown, I think.
Hey, that's me. You're right. That is very descriptive of me.
That's why it's your song, Dad.
Except I'm not nervous right now. I mean, I should be because I'm speaking on the air with Matthew, but you know.
I do have an intimidating presence.
Vibrato and gravitas.
Welcome into the Upstate Pulse. My name is Lonzo. It is a beautiful. So it really is beautiful out. It is. I mean, there's no doubt. Been up in the 80s, man. It's March, and we up in the 80s. That's a good thing. That's why I'm so happy that I live in South Carolina and no longer in Ohio, because it's probably cold there. It should be. It deserves to be cold there because I'm not there.
I think my favorite part about the weather the last 2 weeks is that last week it was like 40 degrees and this week it's 70, 80.
Yeah, I'm good with that. You know, we just skip spring, go right to summer. I'm fine with that. And for those people who complain it's too hot, are the same people who complain it's too cold, it's just stop complaining. It's okay to smile, have a good time, because you know that's what we do here on the Upstate Pulse. If this is your first time listening to us on 106.3 WORD, it's going to be your last time. It's kind of sad, but this is the last Upstate Pulse on 106.3 WORD. It is. We've been around for 7 years, working on our 8th year. We're working on our 8th year on 106.3 WORD, but no more. This show will no longer be on 106.3 WORD because 106.3 is word is moving to 98.9. So next week we'll be on 98.9. We got a sponsor, so
are we a new
we're still
show?
Gonna be here. No, it's not gonna. It's gonna be the same old crap.
Are we
the same old crap?
Are we the ship of Theseus?
That's just too deep for me coming off of vacation. It is, you know. Theseus is sounds Greek.
He was.
There we go.
There's a very
there we go.
Very stoic man, that Theseus.
All right. Viper on Twitch says covers off the pool. I can't wait to go swimming. Hey, that's the thing. It goes from heat to jumping in the pool. I'm good with that. I'm never going to complain about the heat here. I love it. It's great. I love being out in it. Love doing yard work. Love just going out and just sitting around and sweating, which I didn't do today because I was playing a video game all day, which I think is perfectly excusable. I mean, because I did it a couple of days. So I took my annual spring vacation to do some yard work. And yes, I take a vacation to do some yard work, because the trees in my yard, the leaves fall like 4 to 5 times in the fall. They don't all fall at once. So I have to do the leaves several different times. And I almost got done, lost a couple of days in there because of rain and because Cameron was nearly blind and I had to take him around to doctors.
I was having issues.
And guide him in and, you know, all that kind of stuff. We were close to buying a dog, but luckily the doctors found out what was wrong with him, and today he's not wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, you can actually see my wonderful blue eyes. It's either blue or green. It's
not on that video quality, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know. You could stick your face up in there if you want to. There we go. Viper says that sounds awful. I pay lawn people because I'm lazy. Here's the thing. I'm from.
So do I.
Yeah, that would be me. I'm his lawn people. I'm from the south side of Columbus, which is a pretty bad area. When I grew up, it was a bad area. When I left, it was a bad area. My mom tells me that last week, someone decided to spray the stop sign with some bullets just for no reason.
Did they do it in the shape of a smiley face?
She's not sure if it was a machine gun or just a semi-auto being popped really, really fast. Could have been multiple people doing it, but yeah. So, I mean, that's the kind of neighborhood I'm from. So the fact that I can go out in my yard and still might get shot because people on the property behind us like to fire off an arsenal, including a cannon. At least it sounds like a cannon.
I'm pretty sure there is like an old revolutionary.
Dude,
era
it
cannon
shakes
back then.
everything. It's amazing how many echoes and things will happen, through the creeks and the woods and all that kind of stuff. So I like just being outside and feeling fairly safe, except for the occasional out of the corner of my eye going, what the heck is that? I don't know what that is. I think I'll go in the house.
You know what?
Which still happens. It happens sometimes.
I haven't speculated on this before, but you know what? I think there's like some cave back there on that property. The guy has to like rally up some people back there. They have a cannon pointed towards the cave mouth.
Well,
Like,
if
on
we have a
occasion, like-
compound, so do they. And you got to test your arsenal on occasion, especially in the world we live in, which we're not going to talk about because we don't talk about politics here. Just, we will talk about the end of the world later on in the show. Before we get further into, it's my first day back from vacation. If you think I'm rambling now, that's what we do here. There's no, I mean, I put an outline together just to kind of, they're bullet points. I can jump and order
More
and all
like a
that kind of stuff.
guideline.
Yeah, exactly. So I've introduced myself. The upgrade, Cameron, sitting right over there.
Hi, I'm the upgrade. I can see again.
He can
It's
see.
great.
He can see clearly now that the stuff on his eyes is
I
gone.
can see clearly now the pus is gone.
Yeah, I would not have went there. Brandon is with us. He is not on camera though, because he's concentrating on board work his first day doing this alone because T2 is not here today. He's just not. And finally, the bass that makes you rumble and shake. He's
Hey,
like,
what's up?
he's like, I'm uncomfortable now. That's Matthew Kazi, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's my name. That is
One of the voices of the news on 106.3 WRD, but no more. He will not be on 106.3.
no, I'm not. Gonna be.
He's gonna be on 106.3 one more day after this.
No, because the change to 98.9 happens in the morning.
Yeah, on Tuesday.
Oh, on Tuesday. I thought it happens on Monday.
No, it happens on Tuesday.
I kept hearing that it was on the 27th. Okay.
No, it's on 28th. So it happens on Tuesday. So Matthew gets to do news on 106.3 one more time.
Oh boy.
One more time. Chris says is T2 AWOL. No, he requested. He said he wasn't feeling well. I can't go because of HIPAA. I can't go into detail. He just didn't want to come tonight. That's all. So that's fine.
What about a hippo?
He worked extra hours this week, so let him go. Let him go. That's fine. He did give me his picks though, so Brandon doesn't have to go. I don't know that game. I don't know that game. I don't know that game. I'll just pick this one, which Tim probably was kind of doing anyway. But so Tim already got his pick. So we are going to, on this here very program, we are going to get to the second round of the Upstate Pulse video game bracket. We are also going to, well, we've already been talking about how we are saying goodbye to 106.3 WRD. Now, I am so old that I remember when WRD was on 1330 and 950. And that was a long, long time ago. That was it. We were just on AMs when I first started here. And then we got 106.3. And I have no idea how long we've been on that. But it's been a decade, I think. Probably a little bit longer than that. But so when I first got here, they kept talking, man, we need to get this on FM. We need to get this on FM. Finally, we got it on FM. And we have done all we can do with the limited, distance that the signal would go. And now it's time to push it further. That's why we're switching to 98.9 and we're going all the way into North Carolina. We're going all the way into Georgia. And so nerds rejoice everywhere. They do, because they get to hear us on Saturday nights. And because people who listen to 98.9 are used to music, they're going to get that on 106.3 next week. But next Saturday, we're going to do a song. We haven't done a song in a while. I like to do a parody song once every 3 or 4 months, just to let everyone know what kind of pain they'll go through when the next Upstate Pulse Christmas karaoke special happens.
It's a good kind of pain.
It is. I haven't. We figured out the song. We're going to do Somebody I Used to Know, and we just got to figure out where Matthew comes in at.
Oh dear.
Yeah, you could do spoken word, man. It's fine. You don't have to sing.
Oh boy.
You probably don't know the song, or you might know the song?
I know the song.
So
I don't know I wouldn't.
Oh no, I have to
be
read,
able to sing it lyric for lyric.
I'll have to
but
read
I'm
it.
aware of the song. I've heard it and all
But
that.
if you think of how the song goes, there's really not they only really sing on the chorus. He's just kind of speaking on the verses. So I have an idea. So anyway, we're going to do that next week. Looking forward to that. Also, I want to remind you, South Carolina Comic-Con is just a couple of weeks away. April 15th and 16th at the Convention Center. You can get tickets now by going to sccomiccon.com or by heading over to Borderlands Comics and Games 410 South Pleasantburg Drive. Took Rob's gun back, his Nerf gun back, and he asked me how Tim took getting shot again, and I didn't do it. And here's the reason why. Tim was due to get another 30 seconds, but I shot him in the lip, and I felt bad about shooting him in the lip. I did shoot him in the lip. There's no doubt. It snuck through. He moved his hand up. Boom, it was in there, and it hit him.
Well, first of all, he should have been wearing protection.
He should have. That's what I mean.
True.
It is on him.
I have masks in the office. He could have been wearing the Deathstroke mask. Then all you got to do is, but if you wear a Deathstroke mask, there's only one eye visible. Oh, no, there's like a grade there. So you could just cover the one eye and you could see through the grid. He could have done that. He did not do that. Viper on the stream says, it's great news. I won't have to switch stations 3 times on my drive home Saturdays from Lake Kiowee to Pelzer. No, you won't. You won't.
Yep.
98.9 goes everywhere, which is pretty awesome. By the way, I keep talking about the stream, but I haven't told you how to get to the stream. Alonzo takes a deep breath. If you would like to see us, because we do this show live, first one in the building to do it, even during breaks, and everybody else has copied us, which we're okay with. We test market. You know that place, like it used to be Columbus, I don't know if it still is, where all the fast food would test market their new items. We test market everything for the rest of the building. We test market it, we perfect it, we make it amazing, and everyone else picks it up. And we don't get thank yous, but that's fine because we know we were first.
It's a thankless job being a pioneer.
It is. It definitely is. So you can see us doing the show live on Facebook at 106.3 WRD, at the Upstate Pulse, or at Lonzo on Word, on Twitter at Lonzo on Word, or 106.3 WRD, on Twitch at the Upstate Pulse, and on YouTube at the Upstate Pulse or 106.3 WRD. Next week, a bunch of those will change because it won't be.
I was going to ask.
It won't be that anymore. So we'll see. We'll see how much I slip. Since I only say it once per thing because it takes forever, I got one shot at it next week. I think I'll be okay because I'll write it down.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean that's the best thing to do. And since we don't take phone calls because they're drunk people, hey, it's not my fault. I mean, we tried like the first entire year, but everybody's drunk. And
I will say we did get that one spectacular story from that one lady who talked about her tractor for like 10 minutes.
The tractor story was great. So I mean, but you don't know what you're gonna get, and I just couldn't take a chance anymore. And plus, we normally have 4 voices, and we've got the stream, and we use this more than anybody does. And the text line, by the way, we got some text. We'll get to those in a minute. What we're going to do now, though, is before we take a break, I got to tell a story before we take a break. So during my spring vacation that I always take, and it's usually just me by myself. First of all, having kids is awesome. Not that I believe in child labor, but there's help. And then the kids grow up and they move away. You don't have the help anymore. It kind of stinks. It does. Almost makes you want to adopt. You don't want to do that for that reason, but adoption is a great thing. Give a kid a home. But anyway, the thoughts that go through your mind sometimes. So I'm usually, I try not to do things by myself because we're constantly hearing Matthew doing stories where man dies being pinned down by his tractor. And that man who's pinned down by his tractor, usually out there by himself. And so I usually don't do that kind of stuff with no one there, but I can leg press my tractor. So I'm good. I'm
very
good.
small.
No, that's not just it. Come on, man.
Okay, fine.
Come
You
on.
got well-crafted legs.
Yeah, there we go. I can leg press my tractor. Doesn't mean it won't burn me a little bit.
So why do you keep calling it a tractor? It's a lawnmower.
It's a lawn tractor. Okay, it's a riding lawnmower. All right. We're in the South. They call it a tractor, even if it's not a tractor. Okay.
Well, you're giving a different kind of impression or mental image to
Listen,
the audience.
I am not Clark Kent out there, throwing the tractor up in the air. What I'm saying is, if it rolls over on me, I got a good shot of pushing that thing off me. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, I always do a spring picture of me in the hammock with a bunch of comic books. So I got out there, got the hammock set up, got the comics ready, reached over for one, and then I didn't flip because I got pretty good balance. But the kind of hammock we have has a metal stand to it, so it's not in between trees. And we've had it for like 6 or 7 years. Well, the weld broke. So let's face it, when I'm in the hammock, I'm only like a foot off the ground. I mean, it's not like I'm like 10 feet in the air, but I was not expecting to hit the ground, which I did.
Is there like a cheek print up there? Now?
There could be, but with all the divots that are there,
well,
anyway,
I mean,
you'll never notice.
It's very plastic clay too, so you probably made a mold up there.
I could have. So my hammock broke. The hammock itself didn't break, but the support thing did.
That sucks. Though.
And so I'm laying there and I'm upset because I don't get to take my hammock photo. I don't get to spend time in the hammock. I do have some trees, but I got to figure out, should I buy bands to go around the trees and then hook it to that, or should I get some eye hooks and to screw it into the trees? I don't care if the trees yell or not. I'll hug them. They'll be all right. But I there are 2 trees that I could do that on, but ninja squirrels will get me if I do that. So I got to be careful. Those things are lethal. They're good with the acorns. The new crop of ninjas are getting a little more accurate. So I got to be careful with that. But anyway,
learning.
Yeah, they are, which is it comes from training. I mean, you get some good training, you get better. All right, we're going to take a break, and don't cry from my hammock. The hammock still exists, just the post is gone, and I got to figure out a solution because I like my hammock time. When we come back, we're hitting the bracket. You are listening to the Upstate Pulse right here for the last time on 106.3 WORD. You're right, Chris. We're trailblazers, also known as trailblazers. You have no room to talk, or I'll bring it up. What you said? What? Now you know. Now you know. I'm not gonna bring that up. We do have some text, right, Matthew?
That's just because cuteness came to my mind.
Yeah, we got a couple.
By the way, don't be going. Yeah, that one's not good. That one's not good. Just read them. If they're not political,
Oh no, that's what I mean. Is we've got some political.
If they're political, skip
yeah,
over those.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So if we skip over the political ones, we've got one.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Come on, people. We ain't doing the politics. Why is that camera so out of focus? Must be dark or something.
What, me?
Yeah, you look fuzzy.
It's
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair.
It's less the focus. It's just generally grainy, and it's got a green tint to it.
It's like looking through your eyes last week.
Yeah, I was about to make the same joke. It's like my vision last week.
Yeah. Now you're seeing yourself how you saw.
Green, blurry, and just all around bad.
Good, right?
Hey, at least the camera's not on fire and swollen.
If you're gonna play any of the intros out of 2 or 3, you got to take it out of utility, because if you
mention how
you want to just play those out of 3, go ahead and take 3 out of utility.
Oh.
Then you don't have to worry about it, and just play those intros only out of 3, because we've been flagged a couple times.
The
and I
best
don't want
thing
to
of like getting over being sick is being healthy again and being like, this is how it feels normally. I'm not going to take this for granted.
in 3, but if we get to it, that's the thing, because I don't know for sure that we'll get to it, but we might. We'll try.
Sorry to hear about that, Trey.
We're going to attempt it. So, yeah, I do, but if I go for a sturdy option, that takes the danger out of it. And that's me, man. I live dangerously. I'm on the edge all the time. No, my wife jinxed me. Don't fall out of it. I didn't fall out of it. It fell. So I was still in it when it hit the ground. So
I didn't fall. The hammock did.
Yeah, well, it's the truth. The hammock fell, and I just happened to be in it.
The hammock broke before I.
No, what it is the weld broke, and it's been sitting out in the elements for 6-7 years. It had a good run. It wasn't like we
can re-weld it.
See, I thought about that, but then would I trust the weld? I mean, who's going to weld it? I thought about going to get some JB Weld. You know about JB Weld?
I don't know.
You don't know about JB Weld?
You're saying that in a way that makes me not want to know.
It's JB Weld.
What is a JB Weld?
It's like weld in a can. No, you don't spray. I think it's like a little metal snake looking thing, and then you just heat it up.
I have a rudimentary understanding of welding, so maybe if you just give me
I have a rudimentary understanding. You guys know what I'm talking about. JB Weld. Look, someone look up JB Weld,
I don't think
please,
I want to. I
to
think
make sure I'm right, because I don't want to be saying it wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. I used to work in an auto parts warehouse.
I feel like you should just dwell in the
Yeah,
ambiguity.
yeah. But Cameron doesn't believe me. I hate when he doesn't believe me.
I don't. Why do you always assume I don't believe you?
You're doubtful that what I'm saying is correct. Can I be wrong? Absolutely. That's why I was asking someone to check it. It's not about me being right. It's making sure that I'm not being misleading to the listeners. Trey says I'm right. So does Tone says I'm right. He said
I never said he was wrong.
Well, at least now you guys all know what it is. I don't know if I trust that though to weld that part though. You know what? Maybe I should put some flex tape on it. Let's see if that stuff really works. It can pull up tons of stuff. It should be able to hold me. We all hate a mannequin. Welcome back to the Upstate Pulse. We don't have to worry about them anymore, though, because they did. Because he killed them all. The women and the children.
Slaughtered them like animals.
Come on now. You're acting too well to be, you can't do that. I think he got better, though. He got better.
No, a lot of his jank in those in the prequels is just George Lucas's directing on the acting.
Which, I mean, again, Hayden did exactly what he was supposed to do.
Exactly.
All I gotta
I thought
say,
he was good.
He's shown in plenty of films and media that he's a solid actor.
he was prime in Obi-Wan, though.
Oh no, he did a fantastic job.
Yeah. That's what Darth Vader should be. And after seeing
also that smile,
seeing Darth Vader in Obi-Wan and how he trapped him and what he was doing to him, that's how Darth Vader is in video games. And then you go back and look at the 4, 5, and 6, and it's like, what did he just get old? What happened? I mean, is the force not strong with them anymore? What happened?
In fairness to the original trilogy, that's where his scariness did start, though.
Yeah, I know, but that's the problem with a character continuing and going back into their past. You can make them even more wicked, and then it lessens the original. It just does. So I'm just going to say,
you always have to look at it with the understanding of
he got old. That's fine. He got old.
Or just have the meta understanding of it's just an older movie.
Yeah.
What's this meta understanding? I don't know what this
lore and the idea of the Force and everything and what Force users can fully do wasn't fully realized at that point, because he was opening up to it and exploring it for the first time in that series.
Like college. Anyway.
Yeah. You're saying all that, but by the time 4, 5, and 6 happened, he was a master. And so he was pretty wicked like
I was saying, if they remade 4, 5, and 6, which they should never do, they would probably put in a lot more stuff of him being an absolute monster.
See, I was around for the original 3. Remake it. I want to see what you do. Make it match with everything else.
No, I'm tired of them just taking so much old stuff and remaking it with a horribly nostalgic, just uninteresting.
You haven't reached the age where nostalgia is a thing yet.
It very much is a thing.
Is it? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So you're
all right. So Dad, what in your mind is the age range for nostalgia?
Nostalgia? I think 40.
No, I disagree. You can be absolutely
so.
Nostalgic about something from your childhood in your mid to late 20s or early 30s.
Yeah, I told you could turn
even
your mic
early
on.
20s, to be honest.
Wait a second.
To a lesser degree.
I'm 38 years old and I had nostalgia.
That's where it
Okay.
starts.
Did you put your mic in utility when you talk?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So I guess it varies per person. Some people are more old souls than others. I'm perpetually youthful. So I didn't get nostalgia till like 40. So, I mean, I'm still not back in my day unless I'm making fun of it. I think progressions are fine. I think some trends were bad when they happened and should not come back around again, like bell bottoms. I don't care. They weren't good in the first place. Why did they come back like 3 times? And from what I understand, coming back again, I don't get it. Although Matthew could probably rock some killer bell bottoms.
I'm good,
but still, yeah.
Well, I can see it too.
I'm good. Nothing.
We don't need that. We don't need that anymore.
All right, let's start a GoFundMe. Matthew and bell bottoms.
Long bell bottoms can get caught in your skates. That's all I'm saying. I
I
speak from
can't
firsthand.
do it then because I can't have them getting tangled up in my skates that I am very much known for wearing and riding around on.
Yeah.
If there's anything more iconic about me, I'd be surprised.
I'm going to make that into a promo. The information collector says some people are nostalgic for the Empire of Rome.
Go right.
only the immortals who were there. All right. Before we get to the bracket, because we're going to start right now, text line is 71307. Shoot us a text or send a text, or you know what, type out a text. When you're sending a text, do you think I'm shooting a text? I still don't get it. Still, no one can. Well, that's just how we say it. Really? Why? Why do we say that? Why do we say shoot a text? You're not shooting a text. You're sending a text.
I feel like we had this conversation before.
Right. We have.
Yeah.
We have. And it hasn't been resolved.
That's a matter of emphasis.
It has not been.
Send someone something, then that's, just like, yeah, well.
Trey wants to know if Matthew's wearing Vans. You'll never know.
Because you never know.
You only get the chest
high.
He's
wearing Tim's, actually.
What? So Tim's clothes?
Never mind. Let's keep going.
Timberlands.
Tim.
Yes.
Oh, is that what the kids are saying?
Yes.
How would you know? How would you know what the kids are saying?
That was big when I was younger, though, when they said that.
Also, you guys are being nostalgic. Okay, I get it now. All right. Text line 71307. Matthew, who can see.
I can see.
He can see. Is manning
I did
the text
actually
line.
forget to bring my glasses,
He did.
but I don't need them to see.
Okay. All right. So you just rock the glasses because of the look.
I used to have to wear them in high school and college for lecture classes because I couldn't see small things from far away, such as text on a screen sometimes, or at least it was harder to read, and it just made it a little bit easier. It's a very, very minor prescription. But yeah, we got a couple text line texts coming in. Hey guys, shout out to Kid Flaccid. Is Roxanne Perez really hurt, or is it just a work? I'm going to defer that to the wrestling.
You know what? I don't know. It's weird. The fact that they're probably going to crown a new champion makes you think that that she's either really hurt or it's something else. I mean, I don't think she's rocking some performance enhancing, but you never know. You never know.
I'd like to point out what the information collector
information collector says the Romans started the phrase when they'd wrap the text around a rock and shot it with a trebuchet. We love trebuchets here on the Upstate Pulse. You said we had another text, or was that it?
No, that was it.
That was it. All right, let's get it to the video game bracket. Round number 2. March Madness will be done before we will. That's just how it goes sometimes. And you know what? I don't care. It's my show. I'll do whatever I
think
want.
I'm going to call right now that trebuchets win whatever the first matchup is.
Trebuchet. Okay. All right. No. Well, I know one of those games actually I think may have had a trebuchet in it. Our first matchup is Final Fantasy versus Pac-Man. Now I'm going to go first here because I want to. Pac-Man is nostalgia. We've been talking about nostalgia today because 106.3 is going away. That's part of the reason why we're talking nostalgia. The other reason is I don't remember. And then
that was just the train of the conversation led to it.
That's really what it was. All right. So Pac-Man versus Final Fantasy. Talked about how much I love Final Fantasy, especially Final Fantasy X. Because of Yuna, I'm going to vote Final Fantasy just about every time. And I'm going to try to pretend like certain Final Fantasies never existed where everyone died. That's just ridiculous.
Let's think about the car rides, Dad.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, the car rides were awesome, weren't they? And wow, you get to change their clothes. That's cool. You can go to the main city and gamble, but they still all going to die. Pac-Man still going strong, I guess. But I still think Miss Pac-Man was better. I'm going Final Fantasy. Matthew, what you got?
Pac-Man's a great piece of gaming history, but I'm a big JRPG guy. Got to go Final Fantasy and the Bravely Default follow-ups that they did, focusing on those original Final Fantasy games. Love the classics.
Cameron?
I'll give Pac-Man the pity vote because I know where Tim's going.
Yeah, you're right. Tim went with Final Fantasy. By the way, if we have a tie, just to let you know, if this is your first time listening, I don't know where you've been. This is the last chance to hear it here on 106.3 because this is the last time the Upstate Pulse will be on 106.3 because we're moving to 98.9 next week.
I want to take it back for a second on that remake discussion because we got a text in here. completely agreeing with me, the better opinion here, that yes, they should never remake the originals because they will ruin them like the latest horrible films.
I'm glad you're so objective. I agree with you, but
As a man of the news, I am objective, and I am objectively saying that yes, they should stop remaking things, especially Disney. I hate all the Disney live action remakes of classic animated films. There's a reason they were animated.
I don't think that stuff is necessary, but there's some good things to come out of that also. Let's get to the next matchup. It is Warcraft versus Destiny. Now, I know there's some people here who really, really, really love Destiny. Cameron.
Well, yes, and I also like Warcraft, but
I'm really, really interested in what you're going to go with here.
Well, I think for the sake of competition, I'm going to go with Destiny.
All right. I will tell you that Tim also went with Destiny. So we have two Destinies. There's a possibility of a tie coming up. There's a possibility. I'll tell you what to do if there is a tie. First, we're going to find out who Matthew is voting for.
Destiny is a pretty cool game, but like I said when we first had the Warcraft matchup, MMOs were part of my childhood growing up, and I've got to give it over to the OG, Warcraft.
All right, so here's the thing. If there were to be a tie, and there is, because I'm going Warcraft, here's what you do. Text line is 71307. When I give you the countdown, the first person to text, that will be the game that goes through. It is the most hated tiebreaker in the entire world, or at least the upstate, which I relish in. Because, it's a consensus. Everyone hates it.
And as an objective man of the news, I would never cheat and say what I want to win from the text line.
Well, yeah,
I would never.
I'm trusting.
It's a good thing
in
I
you.
can also see it too.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so Warcraft or Destiny. Here's your countdown: 3, 2, 1. The first person to text in either Warcraft or Destiny. That is the game that's going through. Text line 71307. Warcraft or Destiny. Which game is your favorite game, or do you want one of us to lose and one of us to win, just to play that game? 71307. Warcraft or Destiny. I see we got some texts.
Ooh, Destiny came in first.
Did we do the countdown yet?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay. You
so
did.
Whatever's
Destiny came in first.
Whatever's on the bottom.
They came in at almost the exact same time, but Destiny is first in that line there.
So quick.
I got to say, very disappointed in this because I wanted to see Warcraft go through because I really like Warcraft. All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to continue with this on the other side of the break. Don't forget that during the break, we are live on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. So the show continues. You're listening to Upstate Pulse for the last time on 106.3 WORD.
I'm honestly really surprised about that. I thought.
Yeah, so I'm a little torn here because I know Cameron really loves the game, so I'm happy for him that he got his game through. But
Also,
at the same
either
time,
way, I would have been fine with
at the same time, I'd rather win. And so I just got to deal with it. I think I'm going to be disappointed in this entire day with picks. So I've prepared myself. This is going to be a tough round for me, and I'm good.
Well, it plays in your favor, though.
Right now, I'm
because
good.
You see where the picks are going as far as Tim goes.
Yeah, but still. Viper, we'll never know. We'll never know. Because if you recall, there was hesitation. There definitely was some hesitation. So, I mean, but that's questioning the honesty of the other people in the room, and I can't do that. There was hesitation, though. That's all I'm saying.
There was hesitation.
There was definitely hesitation, and maybe misunderstanding of the rules and how things should be read. And you got to blame me for that. That's me not explaining things as good as I should. For what?
It says up, out, follow us, and then it has next workout.
You mean the beginning of the next break?
Yeah. Wait, no.
Yes, that's the beginning of the next break.
I was thinking this was wrong. Sorry.
Well, actually,
A wild card pick. That would be interesting.
world's wonderful creatures? What would you say if we told you there's an animal, maybe even in your own backyard, that needs your help? For less than 10 cents a day, you can help to relocate these animals.
Sorry, we're being quiet. We're listening to the PSA.
To a better habitat. No longer will they be forced to forage or to seek shelter for their families and themselves. You can help them have a
Chris does it so well.
adorable
He does.
lives. We urge you to join the Upstate Pulse in this endeavor.
That would be awesome. I mean, we'll take a sponsorship from anywhere.
Upstate Pulse Possum Relocation Foundation. Operators are standing by.
Did that spot not play? Or did I put it in the wrong spot? All right, move that spot to move that spot
Love.
down here.
One day withered on the vine.
We're going to talk about Lester. I did go see it.
I hit it for you.
All right, I'm going to let that go. I like turning my own mic button on, because there used to be some hosts in this building.
I was
Who
trying to.
wants to feel in control?
Yeah, there's been some hosts in this building who expected you to turn the mic on for them. And to those hosts, I would say, you've got an on and off button for a reason, mister. I'm not here to push your button on, and I'll turn it off if you forget, but you turn your own microphone on.
I apologize. I was trying to cover for you.
Thank you for helping the elderly. I knew I hadn't pushed it. You didn't see me starting to talk yet.
I just your fingers look like they were struggling so much.
All right.
I just had to.
You're
I had to do something.
fired. All right. Let
That's
us.
on you.
Yeah, I know. Let's move on. Let's get to a couple more picks before we take our final break of the hour. Thank you for listening to the Upstate Pulse, by the way. And thank you for all the participation on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and the text line. And it's awesome. Lester says John Wick 4 was the best non-comic action movie I have ever seen. I will be reviewing that at some point in the second hour. Spoiler free, because I'm the only one in the room who's seen it. I'm guessing. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we'll be talking about that. All right. Our next matchup is Mass Effect versus Spider-Man. Matthew.
I think both of these franchises have some really good games to them, but I think my experience with, again, my childhood on Spider-Man 2, like I've mentioned the first time we talked about it, as well as the couple really solid recent Spider-Man games, I think edge it out.
All right, Cameron.
My experience with Mass Effect is probably one of my favorite RPG series of all time. So I really did love the Amazing Spider-Man. It was the Amazing Spider-Man, right?
It was just Spider-Man PS4 and
Okay.
Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Gotcha. The Insomniac Spider-Man. I should probably say it like that. But I love that game, but I got to give it to Mass Effect.
I also love the Spider-Man game. Spent a lot of time on it, but Mass Effect's one of my favorite games of all time. Should not have said that, but it's too late. It's out there now.
Mm-hmm.
Should not have done that. So
The target is now set.
but Mass Effect, all three of them, I even enjoyed the fourth one. I know some other people didn't like it, but I didn't think. I think all the people were ugly, which I don't get that. But I mean,
They sent all the ugly people away from the Milky Way.
well, because when you have love interests in games, you want them to not be ugly. I mean, and PB was pretty ugly. I mean, because you're comparing her to.
That's why I went with Cora, but
because you compare
there's
her
other reasons
to
for that.
Lorana. But anyway, so I'm going with Mass Effect. Tim also went with Mass Effect. So Mass Effect goes through. The next matchup is Guitar Hero. Still upset about that. No way Guitar Hero should have. I blame the voters on that because that went to tie. Guitar Hero is not as good as Rock Band, but Guitar Hero is going up against BioShock. I'm going to go first on this. Haven't really played BioShock. I played it a little bit, and if I recall, isn't it political? Am I thinking of the right one?
No,
it just
well,
seemed kind of.
I mean, most media is political in some way, shape, or form, but it's
I thought it was overly political, and I may be thinking of a different game. But
might
I
be
think
thinking
it might
something
be.
different.
but here's the thing: the fact that I don't remember the game pretty much tells you what I'm voting for. I'm going for Guitar Hero. And let us look at what T2 voted for. He also went with Guitar Hero. Cameron.
Well, I've played a lot more Guitar Hero than I have BioShock. Although BioShock is
Pick which game you think is better.
Guitar Hero.
Okay.
Well, I was going to go with BioShock.
Well, you still can.
I mean, I am.
It's
I
yeah,
think it's the better game, but unfortunately, it's not making it through.
It's not. All right, let us move on to the next. And I think this is a really good matchup. Elder Scrolls versus Dragon Age. Dragon Age, I liked all those games too. And they're really good. Especially Sandal. I'm afraid of the old lady. Enchantment. I love Sandal. Sandal was awesome. I think he was the most memorable character out of all those games.
Him and Varric.
I was gonna say Varric. I can see why someone would say Varric, but then Elder Scrolls. The thing is, I go back to Skyrim so much. I think that's the game that I'm playing all the time. I'm in between games. I need to play something. Let's go back to something familiar. It's one of 2 or 3 games, but Skyrim usually wins out. So I'm going to go with Elder Scrolls over Dragon Age. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, Tim went Dragon Age. Matthew.
I feel like I've also got to go over on the side of Elder Scrolls. I feel like both franchises are really solid, but Elder Scrolls games just have a little bit more to offer overall, especially on the replayability side.
I'll have to agree with you on that. Also, the lore for Elder Scrolls is so robust that you could just get lost in reading all these different things about it and like inside of the game itself. Like when you have a whole library of books within the game, you know you got a lot in there.
Absolutely. So I'm sorry, Elder Scrolls goes through. We need to take our final break of the hour, and we'll come back and continue with this. And next hour, we're going to get to some other things, probably. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse for the last time on 106.3 WORD. I don't know. Should we have sad music? Be all depressed?
I shall play the tiniest violin. Violin. I almost said violent land. That's a different thing. That's a person. You don't want to mess with.
We are
her.
a show full of woe.
Whoa.
All right, so remember 5850.
And now for our period of lamentation. It shall go on for 3 minutes and 1 second.
So you say lamentation, and I've had this line
I would rather
stuck.
go through a period of lamination.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't. No, it hurts.
You say lamentation, and I've had a line stuck in my head from Conan.
Of course.
Victory over your enemies and the lamentation of the women. I think that's what it said.
It's a good paraphrase.
Yeah.
Now back to the
It is.
lamination thing. You do
Taking
realize
too much out of a just crappy joke.
No. Think about it. What's the process of lamination? When you laminate like a lanyard or something, you're pressing something.
Lamination is shiny. Shiny is pale. Pale is Cameron. Cameron is laminated. Your forehead up
I'm
there.
a vampire.
You get some shine up there. I'm just saying.
I'm either a vampire, some sort of Frankenstein, or an
Ooh.
albino.
I don't know. Would you go back to? I think it's one of those things. Information Collector says, speaking of nostalgia, apparently there's a weird message on Blockbuster's website. Some think means they're coming back. Would you go to a Blockbuster now? I don't. I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
It's no longer necessary. I get that. Maybe you go back once, but would you go back every Friday like you used to do? And go, I gotta get there to get that new movie and to see all that wall of everybody already got it and you don't get it. And then you go to the people, hey, has anyone returned this movie yet? And every once in a while you get lucky and they'll be like, yeah, but it hasn't been rewound yet. I'll do that. I can rewind it. Just give me the movie.
We can't rewind.
Yeah. I just I don't know. And I love GameStop. I don't remember last time I went to GameStop.
I mean, things have gotten so digital now.
I think
Game Pass has really gotten to that.
Yeah.
I was about to say I've stopped doing that for ages now.
Speaking of Game Pass, it looks like, fingers crossed, that the sale's going to finally go through.
I would honestly be kind of mad.
Yeah,
if
I
the
know. I told
game-
your mom that today. And I'm like, I'm not buying Diablo 4 till almost time for, because I've been able to play the beta,
I
which we'll
don't
talk
think
about.
that they'll get that on Game Pass in time. If they do, I'm happy for you.
So if,
Now the question is, do I cancel my pre-order if it does go through?
yeah, why wouldn't you?
I mean, it'll be a smart move.
Because if
but
it goes to Game Pass, that game will stay on Game Pass.
Is it going to be on console or is it going to be on?
It's on it's on everything. Yeah.
yeah, it's crossplay on everything too.
I'm gonna have to get it. I played everything about it. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, but the thing is, we save so much money with Xbox Game Pass because a lot of same day drops, not having to pay, between $50 and $80 for a brand new game,
And now
just being able to
70.
play it. Yeah,
Since they've all gotten bumped up.
Eater of worlds, oh, children.
Why do we have so many devil? Well, no, this is it.
Next. I just realized that Pennywise went Goldberg on those kids. You get it. You get it. You get it. I mean, Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse, finishing up the first hour. This show goes by so quickly. It really does. People on other shows apologize. Sorry, went off the rails. We don't have rails. So there is no going off the rails. There's no oversight. Let me put my phone where I can see text in case someone says, really? There's no oversight. But there's no oversight. So we're on here talking about nerdy things, having fun, talking about things that you guys do on the weekend or at night when you're not worried about politics or work or the world in general. Just things that you use to escape, things that you click on when you're just on your phone going through Facebook or Twitter or something, going, oh, that looks interesting. Let me click on that, and then going, oh no, maybe I shouldn't have. Well, we'll talk about that here. We will. We are in the middle.
There's no amount of scrubbing that's going to help.
Yes, we are in the middle, but we do know engineers who can erase histories. So I mean that helps. We are in the middle of the video game bracket second round. Our next matchup is going to be interesting. Kingdom Hearts versus Mortal Kombat. I'm going to go first on this and tell you that still Kingdom Hearts, one of my favorite series of all time. And yeah, it does get convoluted, confusing with all the extra games. You know what I did? I didn't play any of those. So I just played 1, 2, and 3. So I'm good. At the end of 3, I'm like, I don't know who that is, but I know who they are. so I know who Sora is. I know who Kyrie is. So I'm good. I know who Mickey and Donald are. So, those other people, I'm just, I figured it out by the little cutscenes and things that they showed. I thought they were very good at describing what had happened. And I get there were other whole games for that. But Kingdom Hearts, still one of the hardest bosses at the end of a game for me. And you're like, this ain't a real game. No, it was difficult at the time. My gaming has improved since then.
A rite of passage is
Yeah.
getting folded by Ansem in
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah, it's not good. Now 2, I thought was a piece of cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so Kingdom Hearts versus Mortal Kombat. And Mortal Kombat didn't really show up in our house a lot because of fatalities and the kids were growing up. And there's some things I could let go. And some things, if Cameron's mom walked into the room, it would be bad for all of us. So that did not happen. So there was Kingdom Hearts, just as violent, but just not as graphic. So I'm going Kingdom Hearts, Matthew.
I could go either way on this. I don't have a ton of experience with both series, but I do like them both overall for the most part. I think I like Mortal Kombat just a little bit more, though.
All right, Cameron.
I am really surprised you haven't played Kingdom Hearts like all that much.
Well, I played 1 and 2, and I'm familiar with a lot of the side games and stuff, but
Okay.
it's just hard to keep into it because that lore is just so
It's all over the place.
it's convoluted and just kind of, I'm going to say it is kind of bad.
I just consider it like a bad anime in spots. I mean,
Well,
we're like
I
writers.
consider it
Writers
that in most
change.
of it.
Writers change from season to season, and the other writers are like, I don't care what happened there. I'm just going to go here. That kind of thing.
all right. Well, I'll say that it also has one of the best music scores in all of games.
Yeah, she's singing in
opinion.
my head right now, and
Yeah.
you and I. Yeah,
Anyway, so I'll go with Kingdom Hearts.
And Tim also went with Kingdom Hearts. So Kingdom Hearts goes through. Spelled it wrong on my sheet, but that's okay because no one knows, and I wouldn't say it on the radio for everyone else to hear it.
You certainly wouldn't put that up.
I would not do that. That would be crazy. All right, the next matchup is Pokemon versus Resident Evil. I will tell you that T2 Tim Snow has picked Resident Evil because it's horror. Cameron.
Well, sorry to go against T2 here, but I've played Pokemon since I was a wee lad, playing on Crystal and getting my butt kicked in some cases, but I became a Pokemon master. So I'm going to go with Pokemon.
All right, we already know where Matthew's going, but we'll go with Matthew anyway.
I can hear the music coming from him.
Since y'all wouldn't have heard on the stream, but I was literally watching the end of day 1 of the Charlotte regionals for Pokemon VGC right before this show. So who would have guessed that a fan of Pokemon competitive and just general fan of Pokemon for his entire life would definitely go with Pokemon here.
All right, so we have 2 Pokemon and we have 1 Resident Evil. Information collector says, didn't Pokemon just end or something? Yeah, it was the Ash Ketchum is done.
Yeah, the last episode of the anime with Ash aired yesterday.
So there you go. So you're right. I've been accused of trying to make ties just so that everyone could participate. That ain't happening here. I'm going Pokemon for the same reasons Cameron did. I've enjoyed Pokemon. I love Pokemon Go. When that came out, I was all over the place. I was making the kids go with me to parks to walk around.
Yes,
and I'm the adult playing. They weren't playing. It was me. So, I mean,
I remember when that came out and I was working at the movie theater because it was during my college time, and people would, whenever there was a little bit of free time, my coworkers would sneak to the back into the kitchen to go play Pokemon Go because there was a stop right next to us because they petitioned to get a stop. Like they did whatever the whole submission thing that you had to do, and they just mass submitted, and we got a Pokestop at the theater.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is cool.
I don't know if it's still there, but yeah.
All right, I think we got time to squeeze one more in before the top of the hour, and it is Spyro versus Tommy Clancy. Cameron, who you got? Tommy Clancy or Spyro?
Spyro's one of those games I played ages ago.
Hey,
I liked it when I was a kid.
Tommy!
Good Lord. My brain just had static in there for a second. But I really did like recently, like a couple years ago when we played Ghost Recon together, and how my family cannot do stealth at all, and I try my best, but it gives good memories. Also, Dad got squished by a boat.
I did. My daughter landed a boat right on top of me.
It was amazing.
Yeah, I was just like, "Is that a?" And then my character was dead, and it was great. And unfortunately, we weren't recording.
And then I landed.
That would have been awesome.
And then I landed the boat right on top of that boat.
Yeah. So
Oh
I mean,
gosh.
so there's that.
It got double boated. I'm gonna go with Tom Clancy then.
Yeah, that can mean a whole lot of things, but we're talking about in a video game.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going with my boy Tommy Clancy because of the boat incident. Matthew, who you got?
Tom Clancy's a fun series, but I got to go with Spyro. It's a fantastic oldie.
All right, Tim also went with Spyro, so we have a tie. But you know what we're doing? We're not doing it till the beginning of the next hour. So you can be thinking about who you want to win, Spyro or Tommy Clancy. Now, Tommy Clancy got a lot of games out there, a lot of different games. Yes, 5850. Yeah, you can bring it down just a little bit. All right, so yeah, Tommy Clancy or Spyro. Don't send it in yet. We're going to do it after the top of the hour news. You listen to the Upstate Pulse right here for the last time on 106.3 WRD.
You're killing me with that.
What?
I can't think straight because of Tommy Clancy.
Tommy
Clancy.
Tommy.
Yeah, good old Tommy Clancy. It's
You
not
know-
how it is.
You know what that's about? There's some people who have to go Tommy or Johnny
Yeah.
or Bobby. They can't say it without doing that. So that's why I'm doing
they
that.
gotta what is the word for that? Nickname everything.
I should have talked it up a little bit further. Yeah. But I chose not to. You're right. It's okay. Because I chose not to. Yeah, I don't. There are people who do that. There are people on TV and radio who do that.
Which, by the way, my name always flummoxes those people. It's
Yeah,
like,
because
how do I do this?
Cameroni?
Girls have actually figured it out a lot more.
Cammy?
Yeah, you don't want to go there. Cameroni.
I think my
It's
favorite-
like the macaroni, but it's a cameroni.
I'm Ann Carrick, Fox News.
It's a spicy.
At least 25 people now confirmed dead, with dozens
It's a
more
spicy
injured. This is Fox's
meatball.
Alexandria Hoff.
It is frightening
the
enough
thick
when you
noodles.
see an event captured in
love-
real
Why
time.
are we
You see
talking
it
about
often,
thick
someone
noodles?
Thick
sheltering in
noodles.
place or
That reminds me
fleeing
of,
from a storm,
in
documenting
Super
their
Mario
journey. But
Sunshine,
this
if you
tornado
idle
did
for
not
long
provide
enough,
much of that at all, simply
Mario
because
will
of
start
when
sleeping
and where
in his
it
sleep,
hit.
he'll sleep
It's been
on
described as that nocturnal
spaghetti.
wedge tornado, meaning
Ravioli.
it's shaped like an upside down triangle and hit in the dark of night. So to the eye, there was no way to tell where it was coming from except for when flashes of lightning
By the way,
illuminated
Chris
it
wants to
or
know what day the
transformers blew out in
changeover
the
for
distance.
The governor
106.3
declaring a
is.
state of
It's
emergency for
Tuesday at
impacted
9
areas.
a.m.
Severe storms
So
also impacting
Tuesday at
portions of
9 a.m.
Tennessee
If
and
everything
Alabama
goes like it
yesterday.
should,
The search
suddenly,
continues for possible
Tara will
survivors
go from
after
being
an
on
explosion at
106.3
a
to
Pennsylvania
98.9.
chocolate factory. Fox's Samantha Liebman.
Some
things
good
go how
news
they're
after
supposed
the
to.
Friday evening explosion at the R.M. Palmer Chocolate
Not that
Factory.
we're
During the overnight
expecting
recovery
anything
efforts,
to go
one
awry,
person was
but
located
you know,
alive, and
they
rescue workers
do
continue to
sometimes,
search
unfortunately.
for any other
So
possible
stop the
survivors.
one
West
podcast
Reading
and start
Police
the
Chief
next one.
Wayne Holben at a press conference
Trying to help
Saturday.
you. I mean, you can- if you
Unfortunately, at
wanna-
least
I
two
can
people
submit-
confirmed dead.
The other
5
one's up
remain
there,
missing.
too.
With indictments and
By the way,
possible
my friend,
arrest pending,
bought a
former
Series
President
X.
Trump pushes
for
forward
him.
with his
Uh,
2024 presidential bid.
one
Trump
of my
speaking at a rally
DVDs.
today in
Cool.
Waco, Texas.
A
Ducked
third
it into the
world
fold, and I'm so happy.
banana republic. That's what we've become between our borders, our elections, and the weaponization of law enforcement.
Next month marks
Yeah,
the
she's got a
30th
pretty good
anniversary
crowd
of the
on
Waco
Rumble, from what I
massacre
understand.
after an attempted raid by law enforcement at a compound belonging to the Branch Davidians religious
Just
cult.
talking to
And an
Bill
upset,
Frady
University
yesterday.
of Connecticut's streak of 14
and
straight
he's
Final
gonna
Fours
get his Rumble
in the
going
women's
also.
NCAA tournament comes to an end with a loss to Ohio
Take the
State
news
in the
out of
Sweet 16.
take channel
America's
1,
listening to
or
Fox
take
News.
Fox out of. Thank you, Viper. Trying to think of how much I want to. I think we're just going to maybe do this last matchup and then get to some other stuff.
Okay.
It'd be nice to talk about some other
Yeah,
subjects.
because I want Brandon to have to do some work. So
Of course, I don't know what happens stuff they'll talk about, unfortunately.
no, I'm gonna. So you're gonna have to play a bunch of intros. Maybe.
You go with a 1 and 3.
Do what?
Yeah, intro the signs up. Agree.
If that's what I go with next. I'm not saying that's what I'm going with next. I think we might go with Nerd Rage next. Actually, I think we will. Go ahead and
Are we?
go ahead and have Nerd Rage in there, and I'll explain it before Cameron rages. Try not
I
to
don't
get
think I've actually heard this segment before.
because we haven't done it in years.
Yeah.
We were going to do it like a couple weeks ago, and we ran out of time. So we'll do it
Was it
sometime
you
in the first
angry,
segment.
or was it?
Tim and I both were going to do one,
Okay.
So
but I forgot what it was.
what is the premise for it? Is it just you do a rant?
You'll figure it out.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, you can rage on if you got something you want to rage on, but it's nerd wise, and the maltreatment of nerds, or you were treated
Some
a certain
indignity
way
that
'cause
you've-
you're.
Oh, it's okay. It's not specifically like ranting about a piece of media or something like. It's specifically about the treatment of people or something.
Well,
No.
It can
It
be.
can-
It can
it's
be
something
anything.
stupid, or all right. It's something you're angry about that pertains to nerdy.
Like I could rage today about sitting in a Chinese restaurant and a guy suddenly saying, "Have you seen the latest John Wick movie?" And Cameron's like, "Oh no, and he's freaking out. So
I was
could
going to
ra-
get up and just be like, I haven't, be quiet.
I could rage over someone spoiling a movie inside of a restaurant, which he didn't do, but it sounded like he
I was
was
about
going
to say, I don't know if he did or not,
He
because I
did.
just,
He didn't. I think he could be listening for all we know. He was sitting with his dad, and I believe it was his dad.
okay.
And so his dad hadn't seen it, so he didn't talk about
I
it.
disassociated pretty hard right then. Like as soon as he said, have you seen John Wick? Whoop.
So that's what it is,
Oh, okay.
something like that.
You'll see how it's done in a second.
Oh boy.
I'm going to need to stand away from the mic a
Excuse
little
me.
bit.
Let me
too.
show you how it's done. Don't cause yourself to have an aneurysm or something.
No, wor- as y'all have probably realized by now, I can rant.
We've seen. But the other thing is you can't do it every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or every year. Why not rage a little bit on our last show? on 106.3 WRD.
Hmm.
Last one, the final one.
Yeah.
But before we do that, we got to get our tie
Yup.
taken care of.
Yes.
And we will have done half the second round, and we'll do the other half of the second round next week. And then the following week, we'll get through the
round 3.
Yeah, and then the following week after that, we will
Finish it up.
crown a champion. Yes.
Oh boy.
So this thing will go 3 more weeks, which means it will end right around Comic-Con, like it did last year.
Nice.
Yeah. That's a good question, Chris. He still messages me from time to time and stuff. I think he works a lot on Saturdays. Oh my gosh, it's the intro. We're coming back.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no. Welcome into hour number 2 of the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo here along with the upgrade Cameron and Matthew. Brandon also in the building, but he's not nerdy enough to be on camera. So, I mean, it's nerd privileges. It is. And, or it's disassociation. I'm here because I was scheduled, that type of thing. It's one of those kind of things. All right. So in this hour, let me tell you what we're going to do. We're going to get to our tie in just a second, and then we'll be done with the bracket for today. We are going to review the latest episode of Mandalorian. I will give you a spoiler-free review of John Wick 4, which I went to see yesterday. Also, we're going to get to something we haven't done in a while in just a few minutes. We have signs of the impending apocalypse, which we should talk about soon because we are all going to die. We're all going to die someday, but it could be tonight. For a specific reason. Although I didn't look up what international standard time is. I forget what it's called, GMT or something like that. Anyway, I got the story over here. I'll read it in a second. We also are going to talk some more video games, but specifically Diablo 4 and a new game that's coming that's going to excite some people in this room, and Nerd Roundtable. Some pretty cool stuff on that too, and some horrible stuff on that. But first, let us finish this tie. Okay, so we currently have a tie between Spyro and Tommy Clancy. Now, Tommy Clancy games, name some Tommy Clancy games, Cameron.
Any of the Splinter Cell games.
Splinter Cell.
With Sam Fisher and all that. You have the Ghost Recon.
Ghost Recon, which is an excellent game, unless you're trying to kill Predator, which
it doesn't go well.
We line up tanks all the way around where Predator was. Didn't help us. We still got our butts handed by
bull crap.
Yes, think of Predator. I mean, there's a reason why the Predator travels around the universe collecting heads, because it's not like they're easy. And Arnold was busy that day. So anyway, if you're into Tommy Clancy games, Chris says Red Storm Rising. There are a bunch of Tommy Clancy games. Now I'm going to continue to say Tommy Clancy because it bothers people. And as we know, that brings me joy. It really does. I don't know why. Maybe it's my upbringing, or maybe it's just my family. Because I think most of the members of my family are the same way.
It's like an itch on the back of your eyeball.
Is it? What, Tommy? Saying Tommy?
Can we move on?
I want to also point out that Timmy's not here today because he requested it off. All right, let's give a countdown. So when I give you the countdown, or what Cameron gives you the countdown, it's going to be text line 71307. Is it Tommy Clancy or is it Spyro? Cameron, give him the countdown.
3, 2, 2.5.
Stop it.
1.
All right, so there you go. Yeah, the first person to text in, Tom Clancy or Spyro, that's who goes through. And that will be the game that moves through to the next round. Tom Clancy or Spyro. Tom Clancy has a ton of games. You know what Spyro is? He's a little dragon. All right.
Oh, same time. And guess where it's going over to? It's going over to Spyro.
Spyro goes through. Tommy's not happy right now. Sorry, Tommy.
I think Tommy's very happy that you're not going to be saying Tommy on air for the rest of this bracket.
How do you know? Me and Tommy might be tight, yo.
Is Tom Clancy dead?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No.
All right, because I was going to say he's rolling in his grave. Maybe he's rolling in his grave in the future.
No,
just because
no,
of
he's
how
not.
bad
He's not
this
rolling
is.
in anything. All right, so here are our. Well,
What
I'm
about
not
the
gonna,
deep?
I'm not going to read you our
Oh,
second
no,
round.
he died back in 2013.
Oh, okay. So he could be rolling.
He is currently rolling in his grave.
All right, he used to be Tommy to me. All right, so there we go. There's our bracket for this week. We got one half of round 2 done. We'll get the second half of round 2 next week, and looking forward to see. Chris says he is dead. Thank you. I still don't
Most
know.
Sincerely dead?
Probably. I still don't know who's going to win this whole thing, and I like that. I like that. I hope it's not anything that Matthew really likes, just because he will gloat for an entire year, and you
How
know.
foolish to think I would only gloat for a year.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. He's in it for the long haul. He will drive that dagger in and twist it every chance he gets. But I do appreciate that. Let's see. Trey says there was a segment, CBS Morning News show today about AI. The reporter asked the guy if AI could wipe out humankind. He said it's not out of the realm of possibility. Yeah, I know. I've been saying that. All right. There is a segment that we haven't done in a really long time. We started to, and then something came up, like I just didn't do it. But Cameron has something that he wants to nerd rage about. All right, so I forgot how long the intro was.
I was going to say you're signaling me in.
But
It's still going.
aren't you? Doesn't that get you?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, do it, man.
All right. So for a while now, I've been planning on making a Sith cosplay thing for Comic-Con upcoming. Everything's been going great. I've been getting all the pieces and everything. And I decided to order something off of Amazon. It was just a simple like tunic robe combo. I had gotten the robe before. The robe worked for what I did for Halloween last year. So I was like, oh, this won't get screwed up. Everything's going great. And then it didn't. Comes in this cheap plastic bull crap. Ugh. And then I open it. I get more and more disappointed as I go on. It looks nothing like what it was shown in the image. I've never had an order like this before. Now, the pants looked like cheap, like it had just like gotten freshly knitted or something together. You could like see all the stitches and everything. I was like, oh, okay, that looks like crap, but maybe it's not all bad. The robe, I was like, all right, that's okay. It's about the same quality as the other one. I'm not too disappointed. And then I put on what is supposed to be the tunic, whatever the heck it was, because I'll tell you, I have never been confused. I've never been so confused when putting on an article of clothing like I have with this thing. Put it on. It was like the same as like the actual robe. I was like, all right, who is this for? Did this get like confused for like a Hogwarts thing? Like, what is going on here? The thing that really broke my brain was there was a third sleeve stitched to the back, like on like my left shoulder. I was like, who is this for? A mutant?
All right, so there's a third arm.
It wasn't even done yet.
Yeah.
It wasn't even fully formed. It was a malformed third sleeve.
So they didn't
Who
finish
puts a
knitting it.
malformed third sleeve on something like that, Dad? It wasn't open at the beginning nor the end. Was it supposed to be some crappy version of a built-in scarf? Who puts a built-in scarf into a thing, into a shirt or a tunic or some sort of upper body clothing? It makes no sense.
All right, so I gotta jump in here and say, I don't normally go back in my day, but I'm gonna go back in my day here. Back in my day, if you didn't make it, you went out and bought it. And you know what you did? You went to the store, you found it, you picked it up, you tried it on. That's the problem with buying something online. And I'm surprised you haven't been burnt. This is like the first time you've really been burnt,
Yeah.
because people get burnt all the time online, especially if they,
My luck finally ran out.
They order it from what's that? Etsy, that thing, that the Etsy. If you order from there, I hear that's pretty bad.
Etsy is
and
really bad.
yeah, so I hope you're able to take it back.
I hope so too, because that was $60.
Yeah,
for whatever the heck that was.
And I don't know if you can report something like that. I think Amazon probably has a policy about false. Did it say as pictured?
Yes.
So you need to take, when you send it back, you need to take a picture of it and show the picture that they said it was supposed to be like, and go, this ain't it.
Mm-mm.
I know we have ordered a chair twice. This has happened to us twice, where they've sent a gaming chair that was broken and in pieces. It's happened twice from 2 different companies through Amazon, and we've sent it back. So it's horrible that happened to you. But and there's no way to know that it's going to be good every single time.
We've had something similar like that happen. We ordered desks for our kids, and we had to replace it 3 times because they kept sending the parts that were not fitting.
Yeah, so I mean that's the bad part about it. I mean, it's cool, it's convenient to see something that you want and order it online, and it gets sent to you, and you believe it's going to be exactly what they say it is.
This is a drawback,
and sometimes it's not. All right, I'm just going to rage a little bit over something. If you're watching the stream, you already know what I'm talking about. By the way, you can see us on stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Look at Upstate Pulse 106.3 WRD or Lonzo and Word, one of those, and you will find us. And if you are on my personal Facebook page or Twitter and you're commenting, I can't see it. So it would be better to comment on 106.3 WRD or the Upstate Pulse. I know we get comments all the time, and I go back and I see them, and I think people think I'm ignoring them. I'm not. I just can't see it. So comment on one of the others. As you have heard, we do talk about things that you want to talk about when you send us a message about those things. I am going to rage a little bit, but I'm not going to get real angry because I was already angry about something earlier today. So I'm not going to do that. And that person feels guilty. Good.
as they should.
Yeah. Because I got multiple texts and that never happened. So also shout out to Matt Tomlinson who finally answered my text because all right. So should he rage at me? All right. Before, what my first rage is we were sitting at a restaurant doing our pre-show meal, Cameron and I, and a guy says, have you seen the latest John Wick? And Cameron hasn't seen it yet and thought he's going to get spoiled. All right, people, it's not that hard. I know you want to talk about, you don't talk about the movie you just saw when you come out of the theater. You don't do that. Is it one of those stupid unwritten baseball rules? Yes, it is. Don't do it. Because that next person who's in line wanting to go in and see it, you may have just spoiled them. Don't do that. Don't talk about it in a restaurant either. And if you do, don't go, hey, have you seen John Wick 4? So everyone in the restaurant can hear you. If you can't control
very loud.
If you can't control your DBs, go get your ears checked. That's I mean, because there's some control issues that we have there, so don't do that. It's not good. And now because I got mad about that, I forget completely what the other thing was I was going to talk about because
what was your second rage topic?
Yeah, that's it. I forgot my second rage.
You said something about Matt.
Oh yeah. Okay, all right. So this is a video game thing, and this should someone rage at me, and 2 people in this room can tell me for sure about what. So I have this friend. We'll call him Matt, not Matthew, but we'll call him Matt, who always wants to play a game right when it's time for me to get off and go to bed, or when I'm in the middle of a story. Okay, in the middle of a story, and this guy who we'll call Matt doesn't care about the story. He just wants to get levels. He's a level guy, and fine. There are some guys and girls who just are all about gaining the levels and being the big boss. They don't care about the story. I care about the story. I want to. Most of these games, you hope, have a well-written story. So I keep saying no to him because he keeps wanting to play right in the middle. So is that just bad timing on his part, or is he looking? Cameron knows who we're talking about. So do a lot of the listeners. because he used to be on this station on Saturday nights with me for like 14 years. So there's every possibility, because he's just as twisted as I am when it comes to things, that he's looking and seeing where I am in the game and wanting to interrupt right then so I don't get my story.
You know, I was going to say, how could he do that? But then as soon as you mentioned it, I was like, he could see where you were on the map.
Yes, he could.
No, wait, no, he can't. No, he can't, unless he was in a party. So he can't figure out.
So
where
you
are.
think that this is just coincidence?
I think he has terrible timing when it comes to you.
Or he has great timing when it comes to me, because he takes joy in that.
He does the same thing to me on occasion too.
Yeah, but he takes joy in that, and I appreciate it. Just not when it's towards me.
It's one of those things of, this is so ambiguous, because he could very well.
But I feel guilty. Do you feel so, Matthew? If someone invites you to join a party in a game you're playing or something like that, and you don't want to, do you feel guilty?
No, I just kind of say, no, I'm good. And I go about my day thinking, man, I'm glad that I'm not playing with them, because I didn't want to do that.
What if it's a buddy that you don't talk to very often? And this
if it's somebody that I don't talk to very often, I'm more inclined. But it depends. It's all situational.
No, as far as Matt goes, he can walk in this room right now and it'd be like I saw him yesterday. You know, if it's someone who's your one of your best friends, that's just how it is. You see him, and it's
but
just
I have friends like from college that I don't talk to as much regularly, that if they reach out, like, yeah, I'd be much more inclined to hang out with them and play a game or something. But like, just my friends here in Greenville that I see every other day, like, no, if I'm doing something, then I'm doing something.
I think Matt texted me back in the middle of the show just so he could get his name on the air. All right, we are taking a break. When we come back, it's time for Signs of the Impending Apocalypse, because we may not make it past tonight. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse for the last time on 106.3 WORD.
I still wonder whose baby that is.
Who's what?
Whose baby?
Oh
that
yeah,
is.
the random baby.
I think
picture.
that's a former engineer.
Oh.
No, what you can do is, instead of the rejoin, put it right there and get rid of the rejoin, and we'll come back with it.
Oh my gosh. I stood up the first time for the show and my legs are full.
Somebody sounded old. Yeah, get rid of the rejoin. Somebody sounded old. I just got up and my leg don't seem to work. I gotta stretch my legs out. That wasn't me. That was Matthew. I'm paraphrasing. That's how I heard it. But when I hear people sounding old, that's the voice I hear in my head. I just do. No, there's an older black dude that I delivered papers to when I was a kid. He sounded just like that. He's at the corner of the street. And like, why are you coming up in here wanting some money? You want me to pay you for them papers? The news ain't good. Why should I pay you? And it's like, you know, and shy me is like, he's like, just messing with you. Let me get your money. It's just like, he get me every time too, because I had no idea what to say.
Dad, did we talk about? Did we mention the one gentleman from this week? That was this week.
What are you talking about, Cameron? I don't know.
I can't stop.
Oh, that was
We
great.
should talk about that guy.
That was great. Yeah. That's what I was like 13, 12 or 13 or something like that. Delivering papers.
I never did. There wasn't much of a neighborhood.
Well, yeah.
Back then you rode the bike to the paper.
Oh no, I didn't throw the paper out. They have problems with little yappy dogs, though. The ones with the underbites. They bit me. Something about you would think an underbite. Would you think an underbite would hurt worse? It did.
There's just more aggression to it.
Yeah, I mean, I get that dogs don't like you. But
So Matthew, what's more aggression, overbite or underbite?
we're talking about dogs.
Oh, more aggression?
Yeah.
You didn't have to give context.
Yes, I did. Yes,
Probably
I
an
did.
underbite, because an overbite is just kind of a.
Exactly. No, he's right. But he's right. Dogs with an overbite. That's kind of how they are.
It's like you physically can't go who? That's just goofy. That's a lot more.
Yeah,
I should have done
because when
towards
it
that.
comes out, you're still seeing the teeth, and you can still actually understand a face. But when you're when your top comes up instead of your jaw, you lose a lot of expression and you just get this goofy look to it.
Also, there's a lot less.
All right, there is our Signs of the Impending Apocalypse intro. Sorry, you can't hear it on stream. We don't want to get flagged. Back in the day, Russ Castle, the late great Russ Castle, had a segment, whatever you want to call it, in radio. I don't know. I think like I've been doing it for like 26 years. You think I know what it's called? Called Signs of the Impending Apocalypse. Always one of my favorite things for him to talk about, even though it's freaky. And Russ taught me early on how to deliver certain news straight, even though it's scary, to the point where, you can have a discussion without being freaked out about it. I'm not going to do that here because this is scary. This could be the end of the world.
Oh, that's the swerve.
Yeah. There's a couple things here. How often are you exactly like your mentor? Learn what to do and learn how you would do it. So,
Yep.
I mean, there's that thing, but I always enjoyed that segment, and it always made me think, and it was always a good break from what was going on in the world. And so, we decided to do this whole show as a break to what's going on in the world, except for this, because the world could be coming to an end tonight. Because of a couple things that are happening. First of all, it'd be nice if I grabbed the right story. So tonight in the sky, you can see the planets align. And back in the day, or in video games, or in movies, in movies, when the planets align, disaster is coming. I mean, think about it. All these movies.
That's a completely superstitious thing. It's a fun thing in media, but it's just physics.
Do you believe in signs and omens?
No.
So you're a science guy. You don't believe that. Okay. So, what the astronomers are calling a planetary parade. So I know doom is coming, but we'll call it a parade. It makes it a lot easier.
It's a parade.
It's a parade
of death.
It's a parade of death. Right. But it's a parade, and everyone loves a parade. There's more than half of the planets. So we're okay. There's only half the planets. Now, if it was all the planets aligning, then even Matthew might be concerned.
No.
A little bit. No,
that'd be really cool.
He would be. The rare event is set to occur next week when Jupiter, so it's not tonight, when Jupiter, Mercury, Uranus, Mars, and Venus, I said it right this time, will form an arc that appears to be alongside the moon, according to Starwalk, which is an organization. The phenomenon will be most visible just after sunset on Tuesday, per the astronomy site. So word will be going to 98.9, and that night the planets will align. Good night, everybody. I just thought of that. That's how awesome I am. Although there's been a long-standing theory that the alignment of planets causes tsunamis, earthquakes, and other disasters, experts say it simply isn't true. I can't do Matthew's voice, but this nonsense has been repeatedly debunked. Reads a statement for that. So that wasn't me trying to. I was going to say. I'm trying to sound like a stodgy intellectual.
That's just like some old man just choking on a
In reality, alignments do not affect gravity or human life. They are cool stargazing events, stupid. They didn't put stupid in there, but that's of course the stodgy intellectual. It's all in the delivery. So the planets will align next Tuesday, right after we move to the left. But that's not the scary part. So tonight,
by the way, is we're doing the cha-cha slide?
No, man, it's probably more of a line dance. We are in the South. All right, GMT is something time. I don't know what it is. So someone look up GMT. I mean, I can't.
Is that our cue to?
I don't know what it stands for, but I know what it is.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I want to know what I should have wrote that down. I planned on doing that. But
I got it right here. It is Greenwich Mean Time.
See? Why didn't you know that, Matthew? Greenwich Mean Time. I don't know where that. What is that in our time? How many hours ahead of us? Is that?
We are +5, I believe. So +4. Oh, okay.
Probably because of daylight standard.
Yeah, it's 12:29 right
daylight,
now.
so it's +4 right now. Yeah.
All right. A large asteroid will safely zoom between Earth and the moon tonight once in a decade event that will be used as training exercise for planetary defense efforts. It's going to be training. That's all. They're just going to train about how to protect the planet from this really large asteroid that's moving between the Earth and the Moon.
Don't worry about the flying debris, guys.
Dude, we're just
it's
training.
A simulation.
We're just those ships being launched. We're just, in case it was an emergency, this gives us an idea of what we can do.
That small town in Kansas, it never existed.
Yeah. According to the European Space Agency, the asteroid named 2023 DZ2 is, I thought at first it said DBZ2, but it didn't.
I thought you were going to say 2023 diesel.
Yeah, it could be. Is estimated to be 40 to 70 meters, which is 130 to 230 feet wide. Roughly the size of the Parthenon. I don't know why they put it. I mean, because like everyone thinks, wow, I wonder how big that is. Oh, the Parthenon.
Of course.
It's the size of
You don't know what the size of the Parthenon is? Everybody knows.
I often use that as a metric of size.
Of course, we all do. And big enough to wipe out a large city if it hit our planet at 1949 GMT on Saturday. So what time is that? 1949 GMT.
That's already happened, I think.
Are we safe? Are we
We're not dead.
Okay,
so.
well, as far as we know.
What if this, I mean, is this purgatory or heaven?
Yeah, I don't know. It depends on who you are. It will come within a third of the distance from the Earth to the Moon. It's what's going on now. So it's exactly now.
Now?
That happened at 3:49 p.m. is what I'm seeing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, for tomorrow. No,
Yeah.
that's Sunday. So yeah, it would be 3:49. If it's 7, so you would just subtract 4 hours, and that's what it'll be.
So it would have already happened. So we're good.
Yeah,
as far as we know, and we're a news station, so we probably would have heard if half the planet was on fire. Well, that just kills that story. You know what I'm gonna do? Let's go take a break.
It's okay. It was a wonderful story, Lonzo.
Wasn't it? I told it so well too.
I'm very proud of you.
It would have been really scary, but still, at the same time,
we could have died.
All right. Here's the thing. So this thing going between the Earth, it's going to come back around in like 2 years, I think. This thing going between the Earth and the Moon, and the fact that and it talks about in the story, if you remember a couple months ago when we actually sent something up to nudge an asteroid to see if we could change its trajectory, and the fact that we are doing drills just in case, that lets you know that this is a very real possibility. I mean, you see it in sci-fi movies and stuff, but depending on what you believe, how the dinosaurs were destroyed, most speculate it's because of an asteroid. So, I mean, or volcanoes caused by something hitting the Earth. There are a lot of things, but if something were to happen, an actual emergency, if you haven't seen the movie 2012, of course they're going to pretend like, oh, it's just a test. We're just sending people up there just in case. We're not going to know if the real thing is happening or not, because you're not going to tell everybody we're going up there to do tonight. It could be the end of us all. But thanks to the brave men and women of Space Force. It's a thing.
I know.
Space Force is really a thing. We got, because
look, here's the thing.
Trump made Space Force. It's a real thing.
They take out the asteroid, then nobody snickers anymore.
All right, so that's the thing. They'll talk about, all right, we told everyone it was a test because we didn't want mass panic, but our Space Force was successful and diverted the problem. Although a chunk may land somewhere in the China Sea, but we're good. We're good. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get to less harrowing things or something. You listen to the Upstate Pulse right here. I've never said harrowing on the road. Not heroin. Quit freaking out. It's harrowing.
What?
Exactly. Listen to the Upstate Pulse right here for the last time on 106.3 WORD.
By the way, don't tell anybody. I took a rocket to the moon back in the dinosaur era, and I kind of fell.
You're absolutely right, Trey. I'm not reading it, but it's funny. I mean, I read it, but I'm not reading it out loud because, yes, Thundar the Barbarian. I remember it well because I am Thundar.
You are essentially Thundar.
I am Thundar. I definitely am. Hold on. I dropped my pen. What? Give me a minute. Let me roll back over here. There's not enough people watching for that. I require a bigger audience. Come back with the video game intro. And so instead of the rejoin, put the video game rejoin in there. You know what? I changed my mind. Put in Nerd Roundtable instead. Yes.
So we're not talking about games?
We'll just put it all on the roundtable.
All right, that's fine.
Makes sense.
Should be on the second. Might even be the white one. I don't know. Okay. All right. That's it. So instead of the rejoin, put that in there. Yeah. Dude, why are you in such a hurry, man? So we just got here. It's over at 9. Which is on the schedule, by the way. If you read your schedule, it says 6:30 to 9. It's hanging in the hallway. Can you believe Brandon, people? He wants to get out of here so long. When is the show over? Oh my gosh. But he's right. The show's going to be over in 24 minutes. And this will be the last time you'll hear it on 106.3 WORD. I'm not. We're ready to blaze on 98.9. Go be out there for multiple states.
It's not April yet, though.
If there's any show that deserves to be on in multiple states, it's this one. Yes, I put that in there. Thank you for pointing that out. So now people who are watching on stream will go, oh, that's not real. I agree, Chris. Third hour, nerd hour should return.
How
Probably
do we
won't.
petition for that?
I'm not going to go ask for it. I don't like being told no. It was taken away because of money and I think jealousy. But because, well, no other Saturday show had the third hour. We did. Yeah. So, I mean, there is jealousy in radio. I don't know if you knew that.
What?
Yeah.
There's ego
Except for
in
me.
radio?
Except for me. I'm not jealous of anybody. I love all of you.
All of
Every
us in
one of
here
you.
are so humble and
Yeah,
non-egotistic at all.
Yeah, exactly.
All children who are accompanied by an adult will receive a free pair of opera glasses and a snorkel. Why are you messing with this? You know about the house. Don't learn things, okay? The Upstate Pulse presents the Nerd Roundtable. Allow me to elaborate. Because the guys from your high school debate team need to lay the smackdown. Are you familiar with the Drake equation? The one that estimates the odds of making contact with extraterrestrials by calculating the product of increasingly restricted series fractional values, such as those stars with planets, and those planets likely to develop life, and equals R times FP times NE times FL times F5 times FC times L. Yeah, you might want to get out some extra code, because it's going to be historical.
All right, we're going to throw in a cornucopia of topics. We're going to be all over the place because, this is what we do. We're all over the place in the roundtable. I don't know how much we're going to debate, but you never know. First of all, Diablo 4 beta, second weekend of it. And in this weekend, we also got to play the Druid and the Necromancer. Now, I knew everybody was going to be playing the Necro, so I went straight up Druid. And when the character creator on Diablo 4 is awesome, something you've never been able to do on Diablo is you can actually not only create your look to a certain degree, I mean, different faces, noses, all that kind of stuff, but you can also, you can put different colors on your armor and all that. And you can, transmogs unlock whenever you break down a piece of equipment. So if you're trying to break it down for its parts, you also get the transmog. So you don't have to do like in 3 where you go to, I forget her name. You remember her name?
The gypsy lady.
The gypsy
but I
lady.
don't remember.
And she would transmog and it costs money. This doesn't cost money. So you automatically get to transmogs when you break it down. You can also take, you don't need Kanai's cube to take a power off of something and put it onto something else. So you can remove a power from a legendary piece of equipment and put it on another piece of equipment, which is also really cool. But as far as character creation goes, I'm really digging it. And the druid is me. You would think it was a barbarian, but the druid is me. The first one I was like, hey, that's me. And it's even got patches of hair in places where I got patches. I don't know how they got a picture of me. I don't remember modeling that day, but
haphazard Harry.
You know, when you're everywhere, sometimes it happens. So the druid, well, with all the characters, you can pick like most Diablo games, or 2, 3, and on up, or no, 3 in this one. You can pick if you want to play as a girl or as a guy, and you can customize, not to the point where there's just so much to do that you go, man, this is too much. I don't need all this. But it's something that Diablo was missing, I think, to make that character your character.
It's a good amount of personalization to it.
For sure it is. The druid, but where it's not overwhelming, where it can be overwhelming is where you put your points to shape your character, because there are so many branches that you can go into for your particular character.
Skill tree is rather robust.
Yeah, it is. Which, by the time you the level cap is 50 before you go to Paragon. So by the time you reach 50, which you can't do in the beta right now, you can only go up to 25. When you reach the level cap of 50, probably you're going to be able to hit a lot of that stuff. But if you want to specialize, like now with me playing a druid, I'm trying to specialize as the bear. I just want to be a bear. And the cool part about it is my hair is blonde, so my bear is blonde. I have a blonde bear.
He's a blonde werebear.
I am a blonde werebear. And at first I thought, okay, it's just all the werebears are blonde. Met a couple other druids with different colors. So your color hair becomes your werebear.
Imagine getting mauled to death by a ginger werebear.
I know it's a minor thing, but to me, it's so cool. With the first time I transformed into the werebear, I'm like, dude, I'm a blonde bear.
And it
That's
makes
pretty
sense
sweet
too. That's a nice
design.
design.
Because your hair is part of maybe.
Like you are transforming into this thing, so of course it would take on your qualities to a degree.
So I am trying to go straight up, not using earth magic, but just using druid powers. And I also have a couple wolves. I have a vine, and the ravens this time, they don't follow you. And I think I was demon hunter or demon.
No.
Slayer.
It was
druid.
It was druid.
Okay. Well, the ravens don't follow you, but what they do is they circle and they do damage. So you can summon them for I think it's like 10 seconds or something. And you can extend it by going in a tree. So far I've had a lot of fun with it. But the biggest problem I have with Diablo 4's beta so far, other than I've had some bugs where today my character disappeared. So I'm invisible, but I'm still out, so I'm fighting. And he's kind of got, if you're playing straight up werebear without using weapon, he's swiping. So there's a rhythm to it. And when you can't see your arm swiping, it's a little more difficult. So I'm like, okay, let me just keep playing this way and see how far I can go before I die, not being able to see myself or seeing if the game, that's what a beta does. That's what a beta is for. You're trying to help them see bugs. And no, I didn't report it because I figured it was a common bug. And then and you can portal right away. You don't have to wait to unlock town portal. So I portaled back to a town, and then there I was again. And it froze on me last night, right in the middle of a dungeon. So you're going to have
instance loading is a little hit and miss sometimes.
And by the way, last week and this week, both on Fridays, last week it took me 1 hour and 45 minutes to get into the game because the queue was that long.
Wow.
Last night it was 31 minutes. This morning it was 1 minute. So, and they seem to fix it on Saturday, both days. Now, when you have the full game, chances are you're probably not going to have this problem. So I will say I played the druid and I played the barbarian. So far, I think melee is kind of difficult.
Which is from what I understand is definitely the case, because I have had a very easy time with sorcerer and with necromancer, a lot more so with necromancer, obviously because you have your summons and stuff. And Necromancer in this game, I think, is better than Necromancer in Diablo 3 because of the amount of customization you can have with your individual like sections of skeletons. Because you can have them be spec for defense, you can have them spec for straight up damage, or you can have it the way that I had it and have them be the Reaper class, your physical ones to be the Reaper class. So they have a 15% chance to carve off a corpse just off of hitting something. So you pair that with everything else that generates more corpses, and corpses is like a resource for the Necromancer to use because my favorite spell, Corpse Explosion, requires that. And so by the time I got going, I was just machine gunning a Corpse Explosion and everything just died in front of me.
And by the way, there are world bosses. I haven't fought one yet, but Cameron and that Matt guy that we were talking about earlier,
Yes.
they fought a world boss today.
I got a message from that Matt guy. It's just like, hey, you want to go kill this thing? I was like, sure. So we walk over there.
Because Cameron doesn't ignore messages like I do. So I mean,
I'm more social. Also, I was in a good spot. Anyway, so we get to the world boss. The world boss straight up just kills everybody consistently. This thing is one of the most dangerous bosses I've seen in a game.
but it should be. It's a world boss. I mean,
Yeah.
that's and you got to be level 25 on the beta or you should be to even go over there.
Yes,
Which
there
I
are
got-
some people who are not.
I got invited to go, and I was like, yeah, I'm 17. I'm not going.
I was about to say the only reason why I was inviting you to go for this one is just to see it,
So
we
I could
talk
see
about
it, so we could talk about. But you're talking
But
about
this
it.
thing is like it pulls the camera back even further to where you can see everybody fighting it. The thing's attacks can one shot you if it like hits you straight on. It's just destroying the entirety of the environment. It's like causing everything to be irradiated with poison. There's just times where I walk by, I'm like skirting through poison pools. I look over and this thing chomps down on 3 people at once and kills them instantly.
So if you get a chance and you can play the beta, you should. I'm curious, Matthew, do you like playing betas or do you wait till the game's complete?
It's kind of 50-50. If I can get into a beta, then I'll often do it, but maybe I don't have the time for it sometimes, or maybe it's just not enough of an interest to go to compared to whatever I'm wanting to finish up another game first before I go on to something else sometimes.
All right, so I'm holding out hope that the purchase of Blizzard, which looks like it's on an upward trend, will happen, and that by June 6th, this game will be offered on Game Pass, so I don't have to pay the full price for it because,
Unlike other people.
Yeah, well, I'm not pre-ordering 3 months ahead of time, but I get it. You thought that that's the only way to get the beta, and then KFC happened, baby. Got me a double down, and I'm in.
You found
That's
your
right. That's right.
inside lane with
By
KFC.
the way, really quick, hello to granddaughter Silver. Hey, Silver.
All
hey,
those herbs and
there
spices are linked to the.
There's something we talked about last week. You're going to be excited about this, Cameron. I don't know if Matthew will or not, but he might. There's a new video game coming, and it's going to be kind of like God of War. It's The Last Ronin.
I will absolutely play that.
Yes. So
No, I've been hearing about it. I'm super excited.
they are making The Last Ronin is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, but it's going to be gritty. It's going to be a lot of things, and it is coming. They're not saying when, but it is coming.
I was about to say, I've discussed this with one of my buddies who has read the entire series, and he is ecstatic about it.
Speaking of
Oh, yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, one of the authors, Kevin Eastman, is coming to South Carolina Comic-Con April 15th and 16th. So if you got any Turtles gear that you want to get signed, you can come in and take care of that. Will it cost a little bit? Yeah, it's going to cost a little bit, but still, to get it signed by the actual artist who helped to create Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you can do that. And so many more artists and guests, like if you want to meet the armor from Mandalorian, she's going to be there. If you want to meet Lieutenant Yar, she's going to be there. South Carolina Comic-Con, April 15th and 16th at the Greenville Convention Center. You can get tickets at South Carolina Comic-Con, or you can go to Borderlands Comics and Games. They would love for you to come over there. And you're going to love the store. The new store is awesome. It's at 410 South Pleasantburg Drive. You can buy tickets there. Right now, we're going to take our final break on 106.3 WORD. So sad. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse. All right, let me look at this for a second. Okay, remember 5850 is when you need to play All right. Take this out, rejoin, and put lightning round. Lightning round. Yes. And lightning round. No. Don't put it in. Put it in. Yeah. So, what you do when that last break plays, start playing.
You see that top text?
And the reason why is because at
Yep, I saw that.
You're going to crossfade. You know what I'm saying about crossfading? All right, so crossfading.
I don't know
we're
what
just music going
they're referring
underneath.
to because I don't remember hearing anything about something like
And
that.
so when 5850 happens, you
So
gotta
I
start
couldn't
the
speak
outro.
on it.
You're gonna pull this down as you're bringing.
You don't feel like you can give an objective voice to it?
No, I mean, like, I literally don't know.
No, I get it. I'm messing with you.
Right.
By the way, Viper Dave is giving, he's singing your praise.
Thank you.
He's the king of segues.
I wasn't even reading. I didn't even read it. Once I memorized that address, I was good. That's
Yeah.
just the last thing I needed. It's just, no, it wasn't. No, but net, yo. That's what I do.
You are 2 for 2 tonight.
You act like that's unusual.
No, well, from that position, yeah.
Couldn't even see it.
You
either.
missed last week.
Yeah, because someone moved the trash can.
You should have looked before you shot.
I couldn't see this time.
Hey, you never know when the hoop's going to move.
Yeah, well, yeah, because that's what.
Have you
hoops
never played
do.
street ball before?
Street ball, all I do is foul. Still pretty good at it. Fouling, anyway. Probably get my butt kicked, though, because I'm old. That's why you foul extra hard. They can't get up. They can't kick your butt.
So I say last time I legitimately played basketball, I fouled out with my chin.
you fouled out with your chin.
Yes, the guy tried to take a shot. He was way too close. He banged his shoulder on my chin, and immediately got bounced down to the ground. My chin is made out of iron. He was not a small guy either.
Hey, man, no one likes a braggart. My chin is made out of iron.
I have an iron chin.
Like the Crimson Chin?
Like the Crimson Chin.
What was
See,
that
you got
on?
where I was going
What
for.
was that on?
Fairly Odd
Fairly Odd
Parents.
Parents, yeah.
Which, by the way, canonically, Timmy is actually 40 years old.
He's how old?
40 years old.
Ah.
Because he made a wish to where he wouldn't age.
So
to where
Timmy
nobody would age.
Timmy is technically Brandon.
Yes, actually, yeah.
Okay.
That fits.
You ever watch Fairly Odd Parents? Okay. Yeah, but his parents were there. They weren't.
No, nobody aged.
Oh, okay. That's a pretty big wish.
There's like a whole bunch of like the fairies had no idea either. They're like questioning it. There was like this new clip that popped out. And they've been teasing this. Yeah.
When they revealed that he made a wish that Cosmo did for the
Yeah.
50 years.
Was it 50?
I don't remember.
It was 50 or 40.
This was literally like a decade ago at least.
Yeah.
Lightning can only strike twice so many times.
All right, W has spoken. You know what that means? That means lightning round for the final time on 106.3 WORD.
I'm saying that so much.
I'm starting to sadden myself here because I'm still mad, by the way. I should have raged over the fact that Holcomb got to take down the 106.3 signs. I wanted to take those signs down. He loved the fact that it bothered me that he got to do it too. Fine.
You can always strike back at the Squire.
I can and I will. It might be 2 years from now because that's just how I do things. All right, a woman who had her AirPods stolen on a plane, also stolen, not stolen, stolen on a plane, tracked them down to an airport worker's house. So apparently, you can track your AirPods on your phone. So she tracked it. She tracked her AirPods. They got stolen. She left them in her jacket. She forgot her jacket on the plane. She asked someone to go back and get her jacket. They did. She hit a connecting flight. Then she realized someone took the AirPods out of her pocket. So there's an app where you can see where, in case you lose your AirPods, she saw them start to move away from the airport. So she called the police. The police went to the guy's house, and the guy said he didn't have them. And they're like, yeah, we have proof you do. So they gave him back, and he is being litigated somehow. I don't know. I don't know if he got arrested over it. I know AirPods are expensive, but I don't think they're expensive enough to get arrested over.
No,
but
they're
still,
also not worth it.
they were to her. She went Batman and found her AirPods.
Oh, good on that
I
lady.
meant worth the price.
I don't know. I think it's kind of cool.
Still,
And-
when it's something
No,
that you
I think
spent money
AirPods
on.
are absolutely a waste of money.
all right, so it's kind of cool. It's also kind of scary that that kind of technology exists, that you could do that, because let's say
that technology existed
well,
for decades.
I know, but let's say that you're like Matthew and you think AirPods are trash. You can put them in someone's pocket and you can track where they're going at all times. If they don't know where it is, just put it in the car.
Do you own a phone? People can already do that.
No. You can't track someone wherever they are. You can if you placed it on them or in them, if you want to get sick, and you could trace them wherever they are. Anyway, speaking of sick, Good Burger 2 is going to happen. If you've seen Keenan and Kel and Good Burger 2 is going to happen. PETA would like that to change, though. PETA would like it to be Kel saying this: "Welcome to Good Burger, home of the vegan burger. Can I take your order?" So,
Peter, why don't you just shut up?
so they're,
leave.
They're willing to meet with the makers of. Here's a question though.
They've made puppy mills. Who cares what they say?
Yeah, well, I'm just curious if they'll bow to that.
No.
I don't think so either.
Nobody.
That kind of defeats the whole thing of Keenan and Kel, right?
Nobody on any political spectrum, I believe, gives PETA any credence anymore.
That's been the case for
Yeah.
forever, as far as I can.
Everybody makes fun of
even
PETA.
people that believe in similar things to PETA.
I still
It's like,
remember.
yeah, they realize how
PETA,
full of crap
right?
they are.
Yeah.
I still remember that Matt guy and I having to have a long discussion with a caller back when we took those, who was a member of PETA, upset about the circus, and she was really because we were giving away circus tickets. Well, they treat elephants. How do you know? The elephant looks like it's being taken pretty good care of. I mean, are there abuses out there? For sure, but there are also some people actually love the animals when they take care of them, and there's that. All right. Speaking of, let's speak of something stupid, an internet trend, because some people go, Tide Pods? Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, it's chances are there's someone out there that that said, yeah, I'll do it. And then they got sick. There's a thing going on now where you freeze fruit roll-ups and you eat them with the wrapper on it, the plastic part. Fruit roll-ups come with that little wrapper thing that you pull apart.
I have not heard of this.
This
trend.
it's a TikTok trend.
Of course it is.
That's why it's a TikTok trend. To the point where the fruit roll-up brands had to enter the chat and say, please don't do this. Eat fruit roll-ups however you want, but peel the plastic off, because some people are like, that lady on TikTok did it. I'm going to do it too.
TikTok, the nexus of stupidity.
Although I'm using the Southern accent. How many people with Southern accents actually watch TikTok? I don't think that's I don't think they do that. I think they're smarter than that, and they don't want to give China their money. All right, Ghostbusters Afterlife sequel, which I don't know if they should make it or not, because it was such a good homage to what came before. I don't know if they should be making a sequel, but they are. They've just added Patton Oswalt and Kumail Nanjiani. Am I close?
No, but we can keep moving on.
Do you know how to say it then? It's Kumal. I believe it's Kumal.
Yeah, it's Kumal.
But Nanjiani? Hey,
That's closer.
I know who he is. I've seen him in a bunch of movies.
Yeah.
But so anyway, they have joined the cast of Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh, they'd be pretty solid.
Yeah, I think so too. And Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the trailer's out, and it's sad because they look old. And we had this discussion before the show because Brandon's looking forward to it. I still may watch it now but I'm probably going to be overly critical. And so should I do that? I don't know.
Welcome to my realm.
There we go. Be more like Matthew, who is also sad today because this is the last Upstate Pulse on 106.3 WRD. Thanks to everyone for listening for our entire time on 106.3 WRD. We'll see you next week on 98.9. Have a great weekend, everybody.
I like how I waved bye to the stream when we haven't.
Yeah, I
said
know,
bye to
I know. I
stream
did the
yet.
same exact stupid thing.
Well, let's wait and make sure that
Yes.
everything times
Fall into
out
the
good.
stupidity alongside me.
It is contagious.
Automation should take over.
I almost wanted to say Matthew in the realm of beige. I don't think your realm would be beige.
Stream. There you go. All right. You see that top box up there? Click that.
Beige isn't pale enough to describe me.
Porcelain. I know the one because
A
it
bit more
describes me
accurate.
too.
All right.
It's Nosferatu, brothers.
Yeah. Vampire. Matthew, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Cameron, say aviento.
Aviento?
There we go. Brandon, just yell later.
Later.
See you, everybody. And we'll be back next week on 98.9. Bye-bye, 106.3.